Hello everybody, good evening. So today we're going to talk about many awesome things and many interesting things that has happened here in the world of SkyWay. And I have some great new news to you as well, which I will bring to you in the end of this presentation. So before we go on, I will introduce a little bit myself. My name is Mihkel, I'm from Estonia, and I've been a SkyWay investor for about 3 years now. And since the beginning, when I first heard about SkyWay, I've been through so much, and I have experienced many great things together with the project. And I think one of the greatest thing was going to the EcoFest, the event which is held once a year. And this is one day where all investors can go to Marina Korka in Belarus to visit the SkyWay Demonstration and Certification Center. And that is really awesome day. And I recommend to you all who are listening to this webinar right now that when you have the chance, or when we have the chance again to go to the public event like that, then be there and you can experience all the models, all the the atmosphere, and then you can see Anatoly Yunitsky himself and hear his speech and talk to other investors there, and it's a very like-minded event which I recommend you all to come. And of course, the another innovation center we have in the United Arab Emirates, in Emirate called Sharjah, and it's located about approximately 40 to 50 kilometers from Dubai. And I've been there twice myself as well. First time there were only SkyWay flags next to the road, which I drove with car. There was just an empty land plot, and the first building, of course, were under construction, but there was no signs of SkyWay facilities or SkyWay models or lines there or tracks. Only the flags, but this was already very awesome. And you can see this video via my YouTube channel. If you put in my name, then I recorded that day as well. But the second time when I had the chance to go there, it was with the first delegation, SkyWay with SkyWay World Community Delegation. And that day was also really great because among with being with fantastic people, we all had the chance to see the first track there and the first support and hear Anatoly Yunitsky's speech and how he talked about everything what will be here. And today, when we take a look at the news, and I will show you some pictures as well, then we will understand what he was talking about. And talking about the man himself, Anatoly Yunitsky, congratulations to him because he had a birthday. He turned 72 years old, so there's a long way to go for him as well. Despite his age, he's very youthful and very energetic, and works with more than 20 SkyWay offices all around the world. So he's a very busy man, and hopefully this will continue for a long time. But to celebrate Anatoly Yunitsky, in these special coupons were made for him. So this information is meant for all the investors right now. So basically, when we decide to invest first time or reinvest, then there is a chance to receive twice as many shares as we would have received without this campaign. And this campaign is valid until 14th of May. So go to your back office, take a look there, and read all the terms and make your choice. All right, now let's see some pictures. What has been done in United Arab Emirates, in Innovation Center in Sharjah. And as you can see, the first line is ready, the first 400-meter line. And this is the track. You can see the line on the right side, and two other tracks, which are 2.5 kilometers long. Those are under construction right now. And And of course, we have this amazing eco house there, which is self-sustainable. So it is meant to be self-sustainable, so it could produce itself its water, its climate, electricity, and so on. And this is what is awesome, is that this is the first ever being built wooden house in United Arab Emirates. So no company, nobody has ever built, at least officially, a wooden house in United Arab Emirates. So this is the first one, and SkyWay has done it. So that means all the investors, we are the co-owners of it as well. And this is really, really great. And I remember when I was in the innovation center some years ago, then he showed Anatoly showed that here will be the eco house. It will be complete. There was some walls, of course, back then as well, but today it's much different. So hopefully we will get the chance to go there as well, all together as a delegation. So, and I think during the Expo 2021, there is also a chance to go see this with your own eyes. So I recommend this. And then, of course, there are, as I mentioned, some 2 other tracks under construction. So this is part of it. So the work goes on despite the coronavirus. It goes on very actively and has never stopped. And this is the tropical Unicar luxurious model for 4 seats, and then the tests are well, there's a lot of tests already done with the models, and tests with humans also should start very soon, or are already started. But what has also started is the first tests with Unicons. So this is the smaller sea container transportation system, and on the sharp line, I like to say this monorail, so to say. And then this is also really great. And after the other tracks, the 2.5 kilometer tracks will be finished, then we have the chance to test and demonstrate larger sea containers as well, which weigh tens of thousands of kilograms. But all right, let's continue with presentation. I mean the main part of this presentation. I will tell you a little bit about this technology, about the other technologies as well. I will compare them. I show you some pictures, and then I will tell you more about the reasons why SkyWay is here to stay and why we will be a huge company in the near future. So this is the picture which one artist drew about 100 years ago, and back then he already saw that the transportation systems will go on a second level, and there's a simple reason for that. If we think about the bigger cities in Europe, well, for example, Rome or Paris or so on, then we will understand that the first level infrastructure is very well built. We have buses, we have cars, we have taxis, tramways, trolley buses, trains, and so on. But the problems still occur there, and they even raise turning to time, because the population continues to grow, or to raise. The number of people who are living in the city, the number grows, and the number of vehicles grow. And therefore the problems exist, and we cannot just tear down the houses which are next to the roads to build, well, the larger bath there, but we have to think about the new solutions. And we have even underground transportation systems in most of the bigger cities. I mean, the metro or the subway. So therefore the only possible and reasonable way to go is up on the second level. And people have tried that before as well, and successfully. We have, for example, the normal trains which are built higher, and we have monorails on the right side, as you can see. But take a look of them. These technologies, the shape and the construction. It's very massive. So therefore, monorails are not so widely in use. We can find them here and there, and for example in Dubai as well, there is a monorail track. And as I did the research in university, I found out that more than $70 million was the cost per kilometer for constructing the monorail. So it's quite expensive as well. But in Germany, for example, a few decades ago, they constructed this technology on the second level. But as you can see, the supports behind the vehicle, they are after every 15-20 meters, so they have to be well, they have to put their in such short distances, because otherwise it wouldn't hold the track above. So yes, and in China they have basically tram technologies as a tram, but it's just upside down. I can see if the picture opens. And in somehow yes, well, sorry about the delay. Somehow my page, well, yes, here it is. And then we have these technologies which are also widely used. Well, basically we can see them in Portugal, in Romania, Constanta, then in Vietnam, Phu Quoc, there is the longest one in the world. And of course, in most of the ski resorts, these technologies are used. But basically, what is the technology part here is that in the beginning of the track, there is this round-shaped engines which will pull the lines, basically, or the track itself. So the models or the capsules where people go in, those are stiffly attached to the chains or the track, and the track itself moves. So that's the idea here behind this technology. And then, of course, metro stations and these systems we have also widely used in the world. So now let's see, SkyWay. So welcome to the new age. Basically what SkyWay has done, nobody before, or what Anatoly Nutsky has done and his whole team is never done before. So this is the combination of well, the past technologies or the past knowledge, as well as the combination of new possibilities. And let's see the reasons why SkyWay is here to stay. First one is it is innovative. As you can see on the shape of this support here already, or the models itself, or the lines, they are so neat, they are very sharp, and they won't take so much land, they won't need so much land, so it's 10 times less land allocation that is needed for constructing SkyWay than, well, for example, comparing to the normal roads or railroads. And that's because of its height and the string technology. This is pre-stressed string technology here that is used, and well, the rail itself, as I mentioned, there is a pre-stressed string, and it's filled with a concrete filler. And what is also very good to understand is that we can take different kind of communication wires and pipes and so on through the track. So for example, in Africa, where they do not have electricity in every village, then if we take a track through nearby the village, then it's possible to take the electricity, for example, there, or internet cables. And this is a picture I made back in 2019 during the EcoFest, with the event which I mentioned you in the beginning of this webinar. And this video is also possible to see via my YouTube channel. This is 1 minute long only, but you can experience what I experienced there, and then being at the height of 15 to 20 meters, and then thinking that this can go up to 150 kilometers per hour. It's just awesome, and the view is really great. So I recommend to everybody to come there if we have the chance in the future. And of course, what is more great with SkyWay is that we can use both sides of the line or the track. We can go upside or we can go downside, as you can see on this picture. So basically, if we compare it with normal trains, then they can only go one side because they are located on the land. But when we are on higher, then above the ground, then we can go both sides. So this is also very important to understand. So second point, let's move on. Second point is that our technology is ecological, and as you can see, picture says more than 1,000 words. This is really great, and it combines with the nature very well. And even the sound pollution is only 50 decibels. So this is basically the same amount of sound is coming out of the tracks or the movement as I'm speaking right now. And you might know or have noticed that in the news and or the governments talk that we are reducing the CO2 levels, or trying to do that by bringing in new technologies that run on electricity. So SkyWay also runs on electricity and then does not produce any CO2 while running or while working. And another aspect is wind turbulence, wind resistance, which is about 10 times less than with normal cars. And there are mostly two aspects of this. First one is that the shape of these models are, as you can see on this picture, and they are made specially to cut the wind very well. And the other aspect comes from the screen effect, because we have no land beneath our models, then the wind can go freely underneath. So these are the main 2 points. And what makes it also ecological is the possibility to go on the second level. So therefore, we do not have any problems like we have with the first level technologies that go on a railroad or on a asphalt or so on. All right, so I will put on the second slides. Yes, here they are. And of course, the cost of construction when we are trying to build, for example, the normal railways. First of all, we have to dig about 7 meters underground, so we can fill it with a special filler, and then we can build the track on it. So it will hold there well. And in the Nordics or in the areas where there are a lot of mountains, we have to explode the mountains, which is also very expensive so we can construct tracks through the mountains. These all take a lot of money and resources, and therefore, if we compare it with SkyWay, we have much more positive aspects about it. Even let me see if this picture opens. Especially when we think about the areas where there are a lot of mountains, like in many areas in the world have, and we can basically take it just from point A to point B without building any asphalt roads on the sides of mountains, which are very dangerous. So this is much more cheaper way to do it, and we can go even through water, over the rivers, over the lakes, and then it's not a problem as well, as you can see on this picture. The growth of our population, I already told you about. That is, we can consider it as well. The growth of population is not a problem, but what it causes, the rise in numbers of cars that are in use, and then that causes problems, traffic jams, and so on. So therefore, these problems which we have and which are raising all around the world, we need solutions to that. So therefore, SkyWay is one amazing technology that can solve these problems as well. Because what is called this park and drive system is basically in smart city concepts which are beginning to be more and more in use by the governments and by the cities and by the new places or areas where they are going to build well, facilities and houses and so on, where people are going to live. The smart city solution says that we will use the park and drive method, which basically is when people coming from the suburbs or from the countrysides, they will park not in the city, but near the city with a special parking places, and they can take the transportation technology that takes them from that place to, for example, in the city center. So yes, so that's why SkyWay is also, that is how SkyWay is going to solve this problem as well. But all right, let's talk about the third point, which is safety. A lot of people ask me about is it safe, and this is one main concern of comments as well. Yes, it is safe. Basically, the motor wheel and the derailment system can hold it so stiffly to the track. So if we even put it upside down, then the SkyWay model will stay there. For example, Unibus. And there was an accident years ago when the development began. Somehow a tractor got in the way of the test track, and the Unibus drove into the tractor. And well, the Unibus was after the crash, the Unibus was very stiffly and strongly detached to the rails. Attached to the rails, and even had the possibility to move back and forward, so nothing happened to it. Of course, the tractor was slammed, and but everybody survived, and nothing so serious happened. But that showed us that the technology itself is as it is said by the engineers. Of course, under the safety section, we have all these cameras. Which can measure the distances, obstacles, and so on in the path. So this work also very well. And these systems, as you can see on the picture. And this is basically meant for transporting another model. If something happens with the model on the track, then the other similar track can come, and they have these special elements in front and in the back, so they can attach to each other very well, and so they can either pull or push to the station or nearest maintenance. And then we have these systems, as helicopters have, if we need to get on the mainland, which is much more safer than, as you can see, this way of traveling. All right, fourth point is that we have real models and products, so it's not just a brochure or catalog we're showing pictures out of, but we have already certified models as well, and you can see the large variety. And this is why we are ahead of other companies who try to do something similar as well. And as Ioniski himself said, that we are ahead of 10 years of possible competitors, because we have this already achieved these model designs, and we have tested them and certified them, and we have 2 demonstration centers as well. So tropical Unicar in Sharjah. This is just a picture I want to show you how great it looks. And then, of course, in Belarus, we have all these different kind of models. On the left side down below, you can see the high-speed model, which goes up to 500 kilometers per hour, and then the construction of track for testing it up to 500 kilometers per hour. This should start in the beginning of 15th of development stage, so quite soon. And then we have for transporting all different kind of goods, sea containers, for example, also sand or liquids that we have meant for everything. And you can see one animation picture here. And as I told you before, we can go both sides. We can have, for example, point A to point B goes above the track, and below the track goes back from B to point A. So this makes it twice as efficient by the transportation sector or the moving direction. And of course, the speed is much higher than if we compare it with ships or with the trucks. So therefore, the amount of resources we will reserve or save is much higher than with all the other technologies we know that exist today. And the fifth point is that we have demand for SkyWay everywhere. And Anatoly Yunitsky in his last speech also told that there are many different projects going on simultaneously in different areas all around the world. So we just have to wait patiently to receive the official news where it should happen this year. But where exactly, me myself also I don't know, but we will hear about them soon. So, sixth point is that we have a strong and professional team. We have more than 1,000 workers. We have more than, I will tell you the exact number. We have, because Antoninsky last speech he told how many different facilities we have. We have 36 buildings in different countries, and the owners of these buildings are our investors. And the buildings are our common ownership acquired for funds invested in the technology. So this is already a great achievement. And 7th point is that it is financially beneficial. And I can see two large sides here. One is customers who will order or pay for the technology. And as you can see, the comparison of or between different technologies. For example, monorail, I mentioned it was more than $70 million per kilometer in Dubai. Average is about 40 million, 36 to 40 million US dollars and growing. And if we compare it for maglev or hyperloop, those are even more expensive. And subway on the 2nd Avenue in United States, they constructed it not recently, and it cost more than 1 billion billion US dollars per kilometer. So SkyWay is much cheaper to construct. It takes much less land. It's more eco-friendly. It runs on electricity, and there is all these points I have brought out in this webinar. Those are benefit for us and for SkyWay. And of course, many governments all around the world see that and believe in that, and that's why in United Arab Emirates, for example, the governments and from all around United Arab Emirates, as well as from another tropical climate countries, come there to visit innovation center, to see it with their own eyes, to hear more about it, and to make plans for the future. And some plans are made because United Arab Emirates media officially said out that there will be tracks. One track is about 10 kilometers long in Korfakan, and the other one is more than 100 kilometers long. One is meant for mostly for people, and the other one is meant mostly for transporting goods. And then we were on French television recently about the sea container transportation system. So that is also great news. And now back to coupon system for supporting the United Arab Emirates, SkyWay in United Arab Emirates. And as I mentioned, because of Anatoly Yunitsky's birthday, they have made this special campaign, which they do each year when Anatoly Yunitsky's birthday. There is something to wait for it, but right now this time has arrived, and basically we have a chance to invest and receive twice as much shares as normally. So that's why it's very good to go to your back office, open it, and go look at the terms and all the possibilities to invest and make your choice. And the other great news is that the installment period is reduced to 5 months, and shortening the installment payment period will help accelerate the financing of SkyWay for the project to be able to achieve its goals in the Arab Emirates as quickly as possible. And registering the installment with the same terms for 10 months is possible until, wasn't possible until 26th of April. But now we have, you can go and see the 5 installment period investment offers. And last but not least, we have proposed, or SkyWay and its CEO Nadezhda Gozarova has proposed an alternative solution for shipping goods via the Suez Canal. And as you can remember, on 23rd March 2021, the freighter Given ran aground in the Suez Canal, through which 30% of all container traffic and 12% of the world's trading operations take place, and daily losses from blocking the passage in both directions amounted to about 9.6 billion US dollars. And until the canal resumed operation on 29th March, so about 1 week, the freighter was there and blocked both ways in the canal, and that was the loss was about 10 billion US dollars. And therefore, the logistic companies began to look for more reliable ways to deliver goods, and one such solution was offered by Unicar-Sharjah Technologies. And the company announced that about 150 kilometer string track can be built along the Suez Canal, on which the Unicorn cargo transport will run for transporting sea containers. And the sea containers can be 20 feet long or 40 feet long, and the vehicles will be propelled by electric motors powered by a high voltage line of batteries. And the speed of these containers can go up to 80 kilometers per hour, which is 5 times faster than by ship. And it can reduce the traffic from Port Said, for example, to Port Tawfiq from 14 hours to 2 hours. So it's 12 hours win there in time. And the unloading process, which is also very important, will take no more than 65 seconds. So it's something great, isn't it? All right, we're at the end of our presentation. So Dalai-lama has already gave already his blessing to Anatoly Nisky some years ago, and said that it will not be easy path for you, but eventually you will succeed. So I believe the same, and it hasn't been easy, but eventually we will succeed. And as we can see the results already, we have many demonstration centers already, and multiple projects waiting to go forward. So therefore, I wish you all positive mindset, and make investments with this new coupon offers, as well as tell your friends about the technology and the other people, and yes, so share this information, and let's win all together. So next time we will meet is exactly in 2 weeks, the same time, and then we will talk about the news, about the latest news, and then about the technology itself as well. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. All right, goodbye everybody.